believe it. There's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I see me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. 'Cause life was on the verge of breaking down. Sometimes silence can seem so loud, but there are miracles in life I must achieve. But first it's got to start inside of me. Oh, if I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. Think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe that I can soar. I see me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. 'Cause I believe in me. Whoa, if I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. Think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe that I can soar. I see me running through that open door. I can fly, whoa, yeah. I can fly, if I just spread my wings, spread my wings, spread my wings, spread my wings. I can fly, I can fly, whoa, yeah. I can fly, I can fly, I can fly, whoa, yeah. I can fly, if I just spread my wings, I can
They say life is what you make it. Well, I'm a legend in the making. I know just what I'm made of. They say life is what you make it, yeah. Well, I'm a legend in the making, yeah. I know just what I'm made of, yeah, yeah. They say life is what you make it. Well, I'm a legend in the making. I know just what I'm made of.
I like the countdown. I don't give a damn what you say. I love the countdown, man. It's something good. You know, your adrenaline goes going, gets going, and you get all, and you're like, okay, and damn, you live. That's it. Nothing else. You just live. You don't know what's going on, how it's working, or nothing. You just hope. But I love it. It's like jumping off a cliff and building your wings as you come down. Ain't nothing more fulfilling. Guys, it's a beautiful, beautiful day. Why? Really evening. Why? Because I am alive and I'm looking across at some beautiful people. And that tells me that I've already been blessed. So there's nothing else you can do to ruin it. I'm sorry. I'm still standing. I'm here. I got air in these lungs and you can hear me speak. Guys, let me tell you what happened. I was chilling, working on my show, and I'm thinking I got these guests, and I got to think of something profound. Oh my God, they're talented. They've done so much. They're really accomplishing things. What the fuck can I talk about with them? God, what can I say? What can I give them that's going to be motivation? What will they give me? And all of a sudden, it just hit me and just said, you know what? Let's just vibe. Let's just vibe. Let's vibe together. Let's really reach out and take what we all know to be true in trying to succeed and share it and do it without haste, without worry, without fear, just like we took the chances, we've taken to all be right here. Because we're here for a reason. We're here because we all dream. We dare to dream. Without a doubt, we're here because we dare to dream. And so that placed us in a place that is now feeling new, that was really scary, that we're growing in. Guys, if looking up, there are people around me right now. I have Shane Murray up in the top corner. I have Brittany Duncan, the lovely Brittany Duncan. Look at her. Sitting down up under Shane. Oh, that don't mean nothing. She's holding him up. That's what we do as women.
Always.
And I got my co-host. Had to make him put this goody good down. Quan tried to get started before we get the mission accomplished. I got big, but that's why he big homie Quan. That's why he loved. That's why I brought him in. Ain't nobody gonna be more real. Nobody than Quan. He gonna do Quan, but he's loved. This man know a lot. So that's why I have him on my side every show, making sure things happen, they pop, and I love it. I love seeing young people move forward. And I want to thank my guests for coming in, because they're busy people. And I know that it takes time to make time, and I appreciate your time. I'm just saying. So, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to get this party started right. We're going to get this party started quickly so these talented individuals can go on with their missions in life. And again, ahead of time, before time, let me bow and say thank you. Just in case it gets so good, I forget. I'm just saying. Because I plan to have a great show with you guys. Okay. Basically, we're going to start off because Quan called me and said, hey, we got to start off with this. I said, what, Quan? Well, I got to see you something. I said, what you going to see me, Quan? I thought he was trying to bring another guest. And I'm like, damn, Quan, I done did this. You never know with Quan. He may have an epiphany and be like, Mom, let's do this. That's what he called me, nickname for me. Isma, like he's my son and he is my son. Like that, and I love him. So I said, what? I'm sending you something. I said, damn, okay, what you sending me? So I'm look at your phone. Look. And he was like, did you check this video out? I said, what video? Kendrick Lamar. Now, being that it was Kendrick Lamar in the state of where I am and how much respect I have for him, he's up there with my Tupac and my Nipsey. You know what I mean? He up there. Like up there. So I'm like, okay, let me check it. I did not check this thing out, and I'm like, okay, watch again. Okay. Move on. Go in the room. Get big screen TV. Watch again. You know what I mean? Now listen. And if I never thought that brother was a genius, which I already did, I knew that he was. Now I don't know if they will be able to hear it, guys, but they will.
They say life is what you make it. Well, I'm a legend in the making. I know just what I'm made of. They say life is what you make it, yeah. Well, I'm a legend in the making, yeah. I know just what I'm made of, yeah, yeah. They say life is what you make it. Well, I'm a legend in the making. I know just what I'm
Okay, guys. Now I know you guys are y'all telling the truth. Y'all done saw this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brittany didn't get a chance.
I only saw a snippet that they posted on TikTok yesterday, last night.
Mm-hmm.
So I only saw like the Kanye, Will, and Jesse Smollett little snip.
It was OJ sitting up in there.
Yeah, and OJ.
Kobe Bryant, Nipsey. I'm like, but what I don't know if it was just the fact that that part was done, but it was more when I listened.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't even hear it because I was watching it on mute. I was just scrolling through and I just saw all the faces, so I stopped.
I'm glad you said that, Brittany. Sit down. Great minds think alike. Let me tell you something. If you have not watched this video, it's on YouTube, and make sure that you watch this video, especially if you are trying to make it and trying to attempt things in life and trying to accomplish something, especially in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Watch
By
this.
the way,
Mhm.
this video is already at 11 million views already.
Wow.
And it's only been on there maybe even a full 24 hours.
Okay. Watch this video. Why are you watching it? To learn something, to prepare yourself, to be better prepared, to understand. Because the fact that he picked these people lets you know that he studied and contemplated.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're going to do real quick, and we're going to shoot right to Brittany, because we're here, but this is still about business, entrepreneurship. This is what we're talking about, because this guy is still an entrepreneur and he's building a brand and building a business. But we say when we get something interesting, we throw it in real quick, because we normally at the end talk about artists and what's going on in the industry and entertainment world. But we're going to just ask Homie Quan one question, and Brittany and Shane, real quick. And it's just a short answer when I ask you this one question, same question, but I want y'all to tell me. And listen to what Quan is saying, and then I want y'all to vamp back off of that. Mm-hmm. I looked at it, I had an opinion, and I get it. But Quan, what did you think when you watched the video? What was his message?
For me, his message was he was symbolizing these men for the last about, you can say at least like the last 10 to 15 years, and not just, African American history, but in American history, that have made a significant impact. And each of these individuals individually, since they've never been together collectively, each of them individually have made a profound stand. What if it's OJ with being in jail? What if it's Will Smith with not just the slap, but his relationship and how it's been public, or even with Jesse Smollett and how, he's really, he's really mentally unstable, but yet he put himself in the position that he did. Or even, with Nipsey Hussle, Kobe Bryant. We can go on and on about everything with all these individuals collectively. So for him, these people really had a way to really, impact Kendrick, and even then, you can go back to the example of when Jay-Z dropped his 444 album and how he had the song called The Story of OJ and all these other things about Will Smith. So these people, have really been, a part of our culture. But even Kendrick Lamar says bigger than culture. It's really about, are you really paying attention to the health of people? Are you really paying attention to what's really going on with each individual? Because, yeah, you can see them in the public, but you really don't know what's going on. We can always criticize them in public, but guess what? You really don't know the inner weavings of what they're really going through.
Wow. So what do you think, Brittany? We're going to ladies first. I thought similar to what Quan was saying. I felt like he was really trying to say they all just want to be accepted. Mm-hmm. And they all were doing it for us. Because you notice and he had a line where he kept saying, to my fans, to my fans. Mm-hmm. So he said everything each one of these individuals have done, they did it for the love of us.
Mm. I didn't watch it. Mm-hmm. So going just based on the snippet that I saw, I really didn't see what all of them had. I could see OJ, Kanye, Will Smith, Nipsey, Kobe, but I didn't see how Jesse Smollett fit in there because he's not like a great. But speaking of going off of what Quan was saying, we were talking about like their mental health state. Kanye, he struggles with mental health. Will Smith, after the slap, he checked himself into a facility. So mm-hmm. his mental health is, not at his best. So I definitely could see that this is his way of saying, we see them for their role in entertainment, but nobody cares about the person in that entity. We only care about the person that's going to give us something, which is some type of entertainment.
Mhm.
And they get lost in the sauce.
That's deep, and that's true. That's true because basically that's what we're saying. That's collectively what he said. We keep pulling and pulling and pulling, and and not seeing when they're breaking and breaking and breaking. And once they break, they're broken to us for a moment, and we really do come hard on it.
And it's a joke.
Yeah,
like Kanye West having bipolar or whatever his mental state is. People are clowning him instead of feeling bad for him or any type of empathy.
and not realizing he's sick. So, what do you think, Shane?
I thought it was deep. For me, I thought he was in a way he was using those guys just to tell the culture to wake up, because he's rapping in their voice in third person or whatever you want to call it, just to say, look, I was here, I did this, I tried to do that. But at the same time, he's giving you little tidbits into what we're doing as a culture that's wrong, that we gotta fix. And especially when it comes to Nipsey.
And listen to what Shane said, a culture. Mm-hmm. And most of the time, I didn't see him pop into one white character. As we're not being negative, we're being real. And
because there's nothing without Black people.
and he's saying something to us, because when we break the heart. It's like OJ, subliminal message. Because I wanted to know why the hell you go way back and grab OJ,
right? But
he was the juice. Since you said juice, that's what they called him, juice. And he was the juice to us, to my grandmother and my mother. You understand what I'm saying? He was the real deal. And seeing him in that damn white, what do you call it? What is that car? Bronco, laying in the back, looking all sad. You know what I mean? And on the phone, hearing how they talking to him and the guy, you like, what the hell? Yeah. And so you still, and then OJ really believed he was invincible, and that
But look at OJ's story. Like, look at how from the beginning he started at USC. From the very beginning, he stepped at USC. The culture for him changed.
Oh yeah.
So they put him on this platform from the very beginning. He even got started. Then you can go all the way to him being in Buffalo. You can go into everything he did in the NFL. Then you can go into the fact that he was active with I forgot the guy's name now, but he was in Naked Gun. Like he was he was doing Gatorade
running
commercials
through the airport. You can see him flying through the airport. But the thing about it is, like with Kobe, and we're gonna move on because I got Brittany here, and we're gonna talk about Brittany. We're gonna talk about Brittany Alon, and Shane, I want to talk about your book. So we're gonna move real quick from this. We just wanted to address it. The main thing is you need to go watch this video. We can do this all day, but we're gonna come back on it. You trust me, me and Quanta come back on it. We got guests coming in, music artists and stuff coming in. Zoe, different guy. We got some people coming in talking about music, so we're gonna get deeper into this and the art and the craft, because they're getting into their craft and they're growing, and we want to make sure that I want to know what they're thinking, what their concerns are, and all that. So we'll get back on this. But in the retrospect, you see how deep this could go, and we can't go there right now. You understand? It's really deep. We could dig deeper, but right now, I got the lovely Brittany Duncan here with me. I got brother Shane Murray. They are both entrepreneurs. They are both really, about to honestly take off. And I'm so honored because I'm going to be saying, man, I knew them win. I'm sorry. And asking people, you tell Brittany, she was on the show. Why she can't come back? You tell Shane. I better get in the book side. You get what I mean? And so with Brittany, when I was doing my advertisement and everything, I was trying to figure out when we how we met, where we met, and I know we met in 2019, and I know I was gonna have you on in 2019. I was trying to count the years up since you had started this, your soaps. You would used to do candles, and you would, and I was fascinated. Like I was saying, and Brittany said, "Well, I started in 2020." I said, "Well, hell, when I looked at that, I could have thought you'd been doing that, started that in 2012." Because your stuff looks so great, and we're gonna show them some things. But Brittany creates these soaps, guys. They are healthy.
Yes, she
Makes
does.
them, and she had some when I had on. I don't know if you guys know, but she's a friend to the show because she's been on the show in 2020. And Brittany had these soaps that looked like the donuts with the little sprinkles. And I told Brittany, I said, if I saw that sitting on my kitchen table, just sitting out open, I would have grabbed one probably and bit it. But when I looked at her stuff and going on her website, looking on her website and everything, and I'm gonna let you guys know how to reach Brittany when all this is over. At the end, we do our catch ups and tell you how to get in touch with everybody. You'll know how to reach out to her. But I was doing it, looking at everything. I'm like, oh my God, Brittany, how do you make that stuff look so real? I'm serious.
So for my donut soaps, I use actual donut molds.
Okay.
And then I steam them to make the soap shiny to look more realistic. I put sprinkles on them. I actually pour icing made out of soap. So I'm drizzling with soap to make them look more realistic. But yeah, my sprinkles are handmade pieces of soap.
So you like the baker of soap too.
I'm a soap artisan overall.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Guys, do you think we're talking? We're gonna let her show you some things. When I say great soaps, that's an understatement.
I need that charcoal. I need that charcoal in my life. That
he already because he already was looking, and I'm like, no, Quan, no, we gotta let the people first. He already was, but it's plenty. Brittany, honestly, God, I really see you're gonna need this strong distribution soon. You're not gonna be able to keep up.
I need a warehouse.
Yeah, I'm very serious. I'm very serious. Show them some of the things that you have. And I want to ask you what made you start and what made you want to create your own.
Well, when I was pregnant, my husband and I were changing our lifestyles. We wanted to do everything more on a natural side, or anything that we could hand make, we wanted to make. So we got like healthier paper towel, healthier tissue, more natural toothpaste, more plant-based dish soap and body wash. And so since we were going and laundry detergent, and so since we were going that route, I couldn't find any natural soaps that I actually liked. We would go into Whole Foods and see, $12 bars of soap that smelled like dirt. And I thought, why couldn't I get natural soap that smelled like, strawberry lemonade?
You said like dirt.
Really just earthy scents. And that's fine for some people. I just wanted more of a variety. And that to me I didn't see that in the market. So the whole year the whole 9 months when I was pregnant, I would literally be at work. When it was a slow day, I would be on YouTube on my phone and I would watch endless YouTube videos, how to make this, how to make that. Shortly after that, I enrolled into an herbalist course and I got certified in master herbalism. Wow. So I could know what herbs worked with what is good for this person's skin type. If this person has these issues, what herbs should they use? What herbs should they ingest? What different allergies are there? So I got all that background. And then I said, you know what? I got a couple extra dollars in my bank account. I'm going to just buy it right now. And I bought all my supplies. Wow. I put a Facebook post out and I said, if I started selling soap, would y'all buy it? Everybody's like, of course. So I was like, okay, I'll do free samples. I did just 10 free samples. And then I still had 50 people asking me for samples. And I'm like, y'all could buy them.
I know that's
said, okay. Right. I already had my website because I was a makeup artist when we first moved to LA. I was a celebrity makeup artist. I transformed that makeup side and added a soap side. And then eventually I took off the makeup and only did soap because I didn't want to lose my domain name, because I wanted my soap business to have my name. And so, yeah, I transitioned everything to all soap. And then I started making body butters or body frostings. I started doing like salt detoxes. I call these bath buddy tea bags. And so instead of doing like your spiritual bath,
Well, let me see that. Oh, that looks good.
so this is lavender buds, rose petals, lemongrass, and jasmine. Instead of, doing your spiritual baths or your relaxing baths and you will pour all this stuff in the bathtub, it's a pain to clean up afterwards. You can just basically steep this in the bathtub like a tea bag and you still get all.
So you can just drop it in there.
Yep, drop it in. Or you could even hang this on the faucet and let it steep in.
Wow.
Either way, yep. And so yeah.
And so you had to make each individual with those, right?
What was that?
You had to make each individual with those. Hold that bag up again.
Yep.
Oh my God, that's some work.
Yeah.
I bow down.
Yeah, everything I make, everything handmade, everything I make to order. So I don't have just a free shelf of just soap that's been sitting out because a lot of my things are customizable. So I wouldn't even be able to do that because people will say like, oh, I like this soap, but could you add this or could you put this on it? Yeah. So everything's made to order.
And so you also can make it to fit, like you said, like somebody has eczema or certain things. Then, like you said, you've already done your research, you're herbalist, so you already know how to. Girl, what made you decide to make this step? I mean, I know that it's one thing to say we were going to go healthy and it'd be just for you and your husband. I'm about the step to know that you really wanted to reach everyone.
It made me literally, I will feel joy making people soaps. I would get so happy. It's like when you're cooking and you're blasting old school R&B music and you just in the zone and it's just a good feeling. That's what I would feel when I would make all my orders.
Wow.
And so I knew this is what I need to be doing. That's it. I need to be working for myself. I need to be doing things that make people look good and feel good. And I did also get that feeling with makeup. Like I'm just a creative overall. I can draw, I do makeup, I can paint. This helps me show my creativity because I get all these ideas and I just put it into myself.
So, we were talking earlier because we all talk backstage. Yeah, there's a backstage before we come out and address you guys. We talk. And Brittany was saying, I have a lot of jobs. I was talking to Shane and we were waiting and everything to get started. And he was like, I have this book that's out now. I have 2 more books I've already written that are already out, and I'm working. And I keep hearing the working thing. Brittany, when you say you work a lot of jobs, please tell them what you mean so people can understand how much you love chasing your dream and what you're willing to do for that dream.
I'm a serial entrepreneur. It was one point in 2020. I'm like, okay, first 4 months of the year, I've had 4 different job titles. So I started my business. I became a notary. I became a master herbalist. I took 2 courses at Harvard just because they were available. I have my bartender's license. I'm certified to do makeup internationally. What else? I'm currently in real estate school. I'll be done with that next month. Is that it? I think that's, and on top of that, I'm a wife and I'm a mom.
That's enough.
Right.
I'm trying to say, do you want us to give you something else? You're like, Tom Jones, the hardest working woman in business. But the thing about it, what I want young people and people to understand while we're talking to Brittany as we move on to Shane, they're not laying down. You look at what Brittany has going, and like I said, we can't even do justice to the things. Go on Brittany's site. I'm going to give you that information. You have to go on her website and really check it out. And when you see this stuff, and this is not easy work.
No. This
is some tedious, time-consuming stuff. And I can imagine, like I said, when it really gets to, it's already on a great level, an amazing level. So when it gets to that top level, where you like Johnson & Johnson, seriously, we bigger because your stuff is going to be, it's going to be really organically great for the body.
It's not giving people cancer.
That's what I'm talking about. So when that level hits you, I could see you, it's going to be, because I don't see you sleeping on it. Like, I don't really want to be one of them in there making this soap. Like, did you not put the dandelion in there? Did you not understand your assignment?
Right.
I'm joking, but that I feel your passion.
Thank you.
And see, this is what we want young people and all people to understand. And she said 2020.
When my child was 4 months old, I was strapping him to my chest and I was pouring soaps, putting fragrances in, mixing colors.
See, you wasn't sitting there talking about that when the baby learn how to walk, or when I can send him to daycare, I'm gonna start my soap business. She was saying,
he's right with me.
Yeah, we got to get this started. I got to get this going, and that's the way dreams work. You know, you have to know it. You have to believe it, see it, and move to achieve it. The dream don't work if you don't. It does not.
Right.
It's just it's not even a manifestation. It's just sitting in your head.
Exactly.
You can't even get nobody to help you because they can't read your mind. You know, it's when you start and they say, "Oh, I see what you're doing." Even your husband, once you started, didn't you? He can say, "Okay, if nothing else, he can stir while you're doing something."
No, I don't want nobody in the kitchen with me.
Oh Lord, I told, did I not say I can see when it happens? She'll be telling someone, "Did you not understand the assignment?" You know. So yes, we're gonna come back to Brittany real quick. I have another question for her. Shane.
Yes, ma'am.
I was researching you, and I said to myself, I said, "Now, this brother's book just hit. Really, Shane's book just hit on the 7th."
Nice. Congratulations.
You know, 90s poetry, poems, whole book. I don't know why I don't have a book, but you know, that's my fault because I should understood my assignment and call Shane and say, "Hey, I need to order some of these books." But I will be holding one up. Without a doubt, and reading it. I'm a poetry lover, without a doubt. I love it, love it, love it. Write it, do all of that, and any author I'm in awe of, because we are definitely intertwined because we're on the same page. 90s poetry. Why 90s? Why? What happened? Why? I'm just asking because I want to know.
For me, I'm an 89 baby, so all I grew up on, all I listened to was 90s hip hop and R&B, 90s music. And how the idea came about was there's a group in LA called Tough Crowd, and I look at them like the LA's version of Wu-Tang. They're about 15, 20 deep. They act, sing, rap, dance, whatever. And they did a mixtape called 90s Mixtape. And I listened to it for a few times, and I was like, what if I flip this to make this into poetry? Wow. And as I was doing that, I came in contact with Hiram Sims, who's the founder of World Stage Press. He has a writing class called CLI, stands for Community Learning Initiative. And the way it works is you take his class and you work on a book you want to write in his class. But he give you little tidbit tools and rules in terms of poetry, because he's also a poet as well. And I was like 5 poems into this book, and I actually was going to him to because I originally my first 2 books were published with a publisher, but I canceled my deal and self-publish it. So I was really coming to him to see if I could publish it with him, but he told me, now you have to have a book that's not already made, and you have to make it up in the class. So I was already into the 90s poetry book, so I just did the book in the class.
Okay, that's great. And as you said, you already was in a publishing deal, and you decided to step out and do it yourself.
Right. Yeah, I didn't like the deal I was in. They messed up the book completely, charged me all types of money. And I just said, forget it. I'm just going to do it myself.
Wow. See? Anybody else would have said, F it.
Right.
You know, this was not for me. Let me try something else, or let me just go get my job. That's what I'm saying, getting back up when you fall. And it wasn't really falling. You realize they had you in a spin, but they thought they did. They didn't know who they were dealing with.
Yeah, I found my own printing company in LA, had them print out the books, created my own logo. I had my I call him an all-purpose guy named Anthony Wilson. Like, we've been friends since high school. He designed my first poetry book. He designed some of the sketches in the book, the 90s poetry book. So it's been tag team and working together on that.
So, what is your favorite poem in the book that I need to be looking for when I get this book?
And it changes by the day. I have over 100 poems in here, so it definitely. I forget poems that's in here sometimes, but I would say the one that sticks out is Tyrone, which is think you've been Tyrone,
Yeah.
and that sticks out because that's one of the that one and Jump is Crisscross Jump. Those two are the only two poems that not like the song, and there's a message behind Tyrone that I want people to check out
I
because
said,
I'm
this is gonna
basically
be
using
really
it.
cool. I really am ready to get this because you kind
Yeah.
of went through the 90s. Did you hear? Say, I really want to check this out because you went through that 90s rap thing, didn't you? In creating the book. So I definitely want to check that out without a doubt. And what I'm making sure is we're walking through this because our job is to make sure that I want us to laugh, enjoy, and have fun. But I want people to understand that dreams are what fuels us, but it also can provide us with a great safe haven in life. Because I could be sitting next to the next Langston Hughes, and as I said, the next CEO of the next Johnson & Johnson, generation of wealth that's going to go on and on and on. And names that would be spoken for so many years that we, what I mean, we would forget that we passed through and people are still remember and be saying they remember
Right.
when or go back when. So we are trying to teach our people, and this is where I have Brittany and Shane here. These are entrepreneurs that are making it happen. It's not something that's here. They dreamed, they heard about and thought about that could, it seems like it's so far away. They're doing it every day. It's a part of their life. Go ahead, Brittany.
I'm also writing an ebook cookbook.
Girl, if you add one more thing to the list, I'm gonna send you on vacation.
Came about 2 weeks ago that I've been doing it.
What did I tell you, Quan? I said this girl cooks, and and when I was already looking at the food, I'm like, oh my god, this looks delicious. Cause
But she's an artiste.
Yeah, that say no, I get it, and that's all of us. I'm sure that whatever we do it with a passion and a love. And guys, I'm gonna tell you now, if you dare to dream, please achieve, because the first step, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with just one step. One step and one belief in yourself. You don't need nobody else to believe in. You don't need anyone else. We said it's real problem. I try to relate, but I'm gonna say it any way y'all want. Y'all don't need nobody else. You don't need anyone else. You do not need anyone else to believe in you as much as you would believe in yourself, and you have a higher power, whatever that is. Mine is God, and I'm not ashamed to say it. But whatever your higher power is, if you have that and the belief that you can do it, it won't be easy, but you will do it. You will do it. And if you keep doing it, consistency, and keep doing it, it's going to become something that you never thought of. I'm looking at a book Quan is holding that has Shane's. I with Brittany, I look and I'm like, oh my God. And I almost did not want to believe the stuff looks so amazing that I'm like, this young lady, look, I look at it. This young lady didn't make this.
This is rose quartz. I don't know if you can see it there.
I see it
Is
right.
that a diamond? Is that a diamond in the middle?
It's rose quartz. It's a stone. But this is made with aloe and Florida water. If you know, you know.
See,
and this customer added some glitter just as an add-on. But and you can pick rose quartz, clear quartz, or amethyst to add into this soap. And this soap is actually called Tituba. If you know, Tituba is a black witch, and so you can read up on that history.
I'm gonna read up. Wait. Don't hold up. Then write that down, because I'm gonna be reading up. And whatever you telling me, I'm listening to. Go ahead and tell me what it is now. What is that now?
It's spelled Tituba.
Oh yeah, I'll be looking that up, Brittany.
It was a black witch.
But see, that's my thing. You make soaps. I wouldn't even want to put in the water. I just want to let them look pretty.
So I make some that are specifically to look pretty. I make a rose box, and it's not a dozen, it's 9 that comes in a box. But yeah, they're literally come in a cute gold box just to sit in your bathroom.
Girl, you own it. You're on it.
Have you thought about making candles?
I did make candles briefly. I started it on my son's birthday last year, but to me, I didn't feel that same
Passion.
yes when I did with making soap. Even though it's kind of similar, but it didn't give me that same thing. It actually made me feel more anxious because with soap, I can tell everything's right when I take it out the mold. With candles, you don't know if anything's right until you burn it. It's not like I can burn it before I send it off to customers. So I didn't like that feeling. So I stopped making candles.
It makes sense. You want another thing about Brittany, I can tell she likes for her customers to be happy.
Yes.
You know, and you are like a cook. So, yeah, because like you said, a chef, if anybody's unhappy, it's gonna mess it's gonna mess his day up. It's gonna mess it. It's gonna throw. He could feed 1 million people. If 5 out of that million say he get 5 complaints, he's still upset.
Yeah, my husband knows if my food is not up to par, if it's too salty or I burn something, my whole mood's messed up. Throwing everything in the garbage. We can eat sandwiches.
You like, we paid $50 for that steak. Somebody gonna eat it. But that is what I'm saying. But I can tell by the way you said that you want to know that you know what you're sending is what the customer wants. You don't want somebody to come back and say, well, it didn't burn, or it burned too fast,
or it didn't smell good, or it didn't smell strong enough. Yeah.
But you know with your soap, without a doubt. Guys, y'all got to go online and come back to the end of the show, do whatever you got to do. But I'm going to have Brittany say it to you still. So if you want to just go in while she's on and place an order, you will not waste your money. And I'm telling you, I will go there way before I go in this store. Because I went in they made the soaps, but it was not Bath and Body Works. It was another little store, and they had all of these nice
Lush?
Yeah. How'd you know?
I love Lush.
But still, your stuff, because it's more organic. The first thing I thought about was you, and I was thinking about the body. You know what I mean? Because honest to God, I can't just go in and get those things.
Yeah, I haven't been since I started making my own things. I haven't bought soap from a store since I started making my own things. So for 2 years, I have not purchased soaps under anybody else's name. But beforehand, I would get stuff from Lush. Lush, they do, like, if you look on the back, it will say like, oh, this person made this. So I do trust them more than I would like buying a box of soap from CVS, but it's still a huge manufacturing corporation. And I feel like when you buy things from these huge companies, things get kind of like watered down.
They get lost in translation.
That makes sense. Yeah.
You're 100% right.
What would you say, Brittany, would be a great soap for a man, like me? What would you say? Or what would you recommend?
Well, I know you told me you had eczema. If that's what you mean by a man like you.
Well, not only that, but like, I don't like something that's too strong. I don't like something that doesn't smell like the wood. So I want something that's, kind of.
He said something
smooth.
more masculine, more quan, not, See, me, I want something still soft. Don't let my look fool you.
No, for your eczema, I have 2 soaps. One will be called the Baby Bar, which is goat milk and lavender essential oil. The other one is called Baby Baby. It's blue, and it's made of goat's milk, but it smells like baby powder. Now, for your more manly scents, I have one called the Daddy Bar. That one is gray, and it smells like Jean-Paul Gaultier cologne.
Okay.
I need it for my sons. Shane, what kind would you say you would need?
I'm sorry, one more time?
What kind of soap do you think you would need from Brittany if you were getting something from her?
I would say something that's like more sensitive to the skin. I've had some issue with soap that's like made me flake a little bit, or created rashes of some sort at times in the past. So something a little more sensitive to the skin.
I would say anything with honey or goat's milk. I make soaps with honey, goat's milk, shea butter, cocoa butter, aloe vera, olive oil. So I have a lot of things
that are good
hydrated.
Ingredients. Those are all really good ingredients.
Yes, non-natural stuff. So that would be the base of the soap. and then I do additions, like my different fragrances and things like that.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Mhm.
Shane, let me ask you something for the people out there.
Hmm.
Somebody's sitting there at home thinking, I have all this poetry. Well, I've been writing poetry since da da da. And not me, I'm just saying, but I don't know really what to do. Well, I started this book, I'm almost finished. Now, I know that you said because you went and decided to self publish.
Hmm.
Two things I want you to answer for me. And then Brittany's going to do her
Okay.
cookbook. What is the, yeah, I'm already claiming it. What is the, what is the two things, honestly? One, tell them something they should look at and say, no, I don't want to deal with that. You already know that that's not the publishing, for them. And what's the step they should take if they know that independent would be the best route for
Um, I would say weigh out the pros and cons. So for example, visibility. There's not a lot of uh, quote unquote publishing companies you can actually sit down and break bread with, or have a conversation with, or even have a meeting with. They make it very hard to reach them. And then certain companies are not very legitimate as well either. So I would say do your research as well, because you can look at, okay, they'll say, oh, we can do a minute preview of your book and post it on our web page and have our clientele look at it. And you look at their website, you're doing more views on your Instagram than you're doing on they do on their website. So you can really just do that yourself.
Yeah.
So so do your research, and also as far as the difference between independent and a traditional publisher, it really just depends on you. As far as me, this was different because my first two books are self-published. This one was with a publisher, so I really had to practice more patience. Because my first two books, I put it out whenever I wanted. I went wherever I want with it. This one, I have to. It's more so with them. I have to follow their business model, follow their decision making. Because they actually took out some things that I wanted to use, but they said it wasn't what didn't fit. Um, the book was actually shelved for about a year
Wow.
due
We
to the
said
pandemic,
sometimes.
and also they wanted to see if I can get my build up a audience for it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just different things like that you have to work through and learn the business, but you're only gonna learn as you keep doing it and make your mistakes with it. And I think a lot of people are afraid to make mistakes because they don't want to fall down and get themselves up. But sometimes you have to go through that just to learn what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that you know what I'm saying, guys. I hope y'all understand what he's telling you. He's letting you know you're gonna have some obstacles, you're gonna have the issues, but you got to be ready and prepared. And it was clear as day. Honestly, it couldn't be more clearer. Because even for me, if I wanted to publish, I got something out of that. I definitely got out of it understanding the difference between going to someone and doing it myself. I like that freedom thing you were talking about. I don't like that move when you shelving me, and I think I can hustle me. Terry McMillan did that best. You know what I mean? She had a publisher, and she went to them, and she said, "Hey, why am I not touring?" That was the time when the publishers would go to the colleges and go different places, to push the book. Well, I don't have any. Why you have me to want to any book signing? Blah blah blah. And they were like, "Well, we're having trouble booking you," and so she said, mind you, this is the book she wrote while she was supposed to be working. She wrote it at work, typed it out. But she got online, and she got on the phone rather and started calling. We didn't have all that online. She got on the phone and started calling these different colleges and saying, "Hey, I have this book. I'm Terry McMillan," and they needed slots filled. So she
Mm.
went back to them and gave them this long list and said, "Here, now can we schedule my damn book signings?" Meaning she took initiative for herself, and hence the book really took off. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So my
Now
point
she don't have to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. That's why we're saying now we are what Brittany is doing. Now, here's what, if you want to know my message, like Kendrick Lamar dropped his big message the other night, is that when you take control of your situation, your life, and your dream, that
Mm-hmm.
dream, I'm a bet on if I'm a bet on me.
Always.
Yeah, and if I bet on me, I'm not because I'm not gonna fail me.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to say, if I took SD on production and said, "Hey, you do it for me," I wouldn't. You couldn't go on Google now and see that I'm a full corporation.
Right.
You get what I mean? You couldn't see that I'm okay. I'm established. I'm with J.P. Morgan Chase. I have what God is opening doors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the same thing with Brittany. Has she put someone else in charge of? Oh, I can't find the soap and da da da, and you know, and calling around or trying to ask. We are they're taking things by the bull by the horn and saying, "I'm doing it." You grab your book from a publishing company and said, "Hey, I'm going independent now. I'm going to do this." You tried both the other two ways and it didn't work. You didn't follow. You said, "Okay, I'm going to go this direction." Yeah, I bet I can tell you seem more happier with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you guys are happier for the decision you make of taking control of your life and your destiny of your careers.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And the other thing they're both doing, let me say this quick so people notice it. They not doing just one thing, but they're not just making soap. He's not just writing a book. They are creating here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if one thing, each thing make money, I can put them all together and still have generational wealth.
Right.
Mhm.
So that's amazing, and I applaud that because that's a whole nother, that's the whole nother thing that people need to understand. Sometimes you have more than one gift.
Yeah. And one thing, if I could say to the people, is I don't want it to seem like it's so glamorous, because it's not. It's very hard. It's harder for me to work for myself than I've ever worked for anybody else, because I'm the photographer, I'm the marketer, I'm the creator. I still have to do these other things on the back end. I am in control of my inventory. I'm, in control of shipping. Like I do 12 jobs just for my one title. And I don't have days off. I told myself I'm not going to work on the weekends because that's my strict family time. So no orders go out on Saturdays or Sundays. No orders are touched until Monday morning. However, Monday's 24 hours. I can get orders at, 12 o'clock at night. If I want, I could go up, get up and make these orders if I don't feel like I'll have time the next day. So this is something that you have to put your all into it, and you have to know it's going to be a struggle before it gets better. Some companies don't even pay themselves fully, don't even make real money until their second year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if you're just grateful for every cent that you can put in your own pocket, I feel like you will see the benefit of it.
You have to be
Very
patient
true.
with it. Tell them, Shane, they got to be patient with it.
Yeah.
Because the justification, the reward and justification doesn't come right away.
And be smart with your, because even though you just made, $800 this week, you might not make a single sale for the next 2 weeks.
Y'all better listen to her. She really spitting some knowledge.
You're not clocking in and out with that guaranteed 40 hours. So you can put in all these hours and not get a single sale. And it might not have anything to do with you. It could be your marketing, but you can't force people to spend money.
Agree. But then also to another thing as well, people have to realize that you have to be the one to put in the work to understand that it's going to work.
Yeah.
I'll say that again. You have to put into work to understand it's going to work. Mm-hmm. Not fail, but it's going to work, because when you understand that you're going to make it work, you're going to believe. You're going to do things that people may look at you and say, "Oh, you're crazy for doing that idea," or I wouldn't do that. But this is not belonging to you. This is belonging to me, and this is belonging.
I don't associate them with anymore. I cannot afford for anyone to be in my life that speaks into me like that. I can't afford it. So
Brittany, say that again. That's deep. Say that again.
I can't afford to have people around me speak into me negative things. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that just because somebody's your best friend or your cousin, your aunt, to say, "Oh, that's crazy. I wouldn't do that if I was you," because you're not me. Yeah. And it doesn't make sense for me to ingest those negative things if what I'm doing literally doesn't affect the next person. So why is the next person speaking those bad things onto my life? It doesn't make sense. So I don't deal with that.
No, I had a best friend. You like Maya Angelou. You don't want no to bring no negativity to your door.
Yeah, I had a best friend for over 20 years. I don't talk to her anymore. because she wasn't a supporter. And then I started realizing like, oh, you've done this to every major thing in my life, not just my business. When I decided to move to China, she had negative things to say. When I got married, her attitude on my wedding day was like so crappy. So it's like, you know, you can't afford for anything that you're doing in life, even if it's not a business. If anybody's raining on your parade, you can't afford to have them.
You just have to pick them up. Like,
Definitely
if
agree
you
with that.
can, you can pick them up another time, but they're not for you at this time.
Exactly.
Because that is, and it was smart that I really hear you say. And I always tell people try to hold on to a friend, but I also know if it's a friend. Some people in your life for a season, we'll hold on to them, and God would have let them go a long time ago because they weren't for us, but He allowed us to make the decision. And
And I
you
don't
notice you
believe in making
said
you
you look back over
people.
other things.
Showed you. Don't make excuses for people just because, like, oh, but that's my cousin. Oh, but that's my mom. You know,
That's the way they are, or this, you know.
Why does how she is need to be something that's negatively affecting you? If you have to love you enough to say, I can't deal with you.
Yeah, it's not the time. It's definitely not the time because I'm on a mission, and you're either if you're not with me, you know, if you're not for me, you have to be.
Yeah.
You know, because you can't straddle the fence.
Nope.
You know, and the thing about dreams, Shane, you probably can tell them, because come on, being a writer, you know what I mean. You know yourself, you can, you know, they really have to really see it. You know what I mean? They really have to envision, know that is, because people would tell you. Because I know I left the South, and I hate to say that, but I did because you know one of the reasons you could say, well, you know what, I want to have my own show, and I want to do this. You know, just speak out things like I want to have my own show. I'm gonna be I was writing, getting published, everything, but it was like I said, big fish in a small pond.
Mm-hmm.
But I learned that there's nowhere in a small pond you're running into a lot of things. You get what I mean? Because you're the big fish, so it's not room enough for you to grow.
But also, you have to
Stunts
believe in
grow.
expansion. You have to believe in expansion. You have to believe that you can become worldwide. If you just believe that you just want to be big in your state, then be that, you know, and accept that. But you have to accept that kind of accountability. But if you really want to reach the masses, if you really want to reach people, you know, in places that you never thought you could reach, then you have to believe, not just think. You have to believe that you can't do that. You have to believe in yourself.
You have to
believe.
know. You have to know. That's why we break. This is why Quan and I brought these people to the table for you. We didn't tell you about someone that is making it work. Brittany's living a very nice, comfortable life. You know what I mean? It's gonna get bigger, better, even more bigger financially for her. But if you know just follow Brittany and you know what's going on with Brittany, she's doing pretty damn good. You know, and seriously, and the same thing with Shane, because see, I go on your social media and I'm doing research and I'm looking, and Brittany, I know that you're investing in your company because I can see, honestly see the root of your work, you know, and the growth of it in just going on the website, you know. And Shane, when I looked at the book, I know what was put in the book. I knew you didn't just throw something together.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when I tell people that you can dream it and achieve it, I'm looking at two masterful people that I'll say over and over again and never walk it back. That I'm so glad that I have sitting in front of me, that I can put them in front of you, because they're not scared to tell you. They're so confident in themselves. They share with you what they're doing. And if you can't see and feel their confidence, it something's wrong. And that's what you need when you want to make it. You need to be at a table amongst friends. We've set the table. I've set a table. And you're at a table where there's a sea of knowledge, and they don't mind serving it up and sharing it. Yeah, see? And because right now, Brittany could be making soap. She's got a son and a husband she could be spending time with. We're going to get ready to let everybody go so they can do those things. But for them to take the time, you know, both of them, Shane could be promoting his book right now. I know you already working on something else, and I know you got a big promotion. Tell them you got something coming up anyway. You finna, you're about to really push the book, so you already have that coming. But for them to take the time to come in and say, hey, you can write a book. You can do, if you do poetry, it can become a book that someone can reach out and purchase. If you dream of having it in somebody else's hand, it's in the, if it's in any of the stores, Amazon, anywhere that you want it to be, you can have that. And Brittany's saying, I saw something that I needed. They didn't have it, so I created it.
Yeah.
And now other people are enjoying it, ordering it, and it is helping me grow through all of my other companies. I didn't stop with this. So, and I say, but these people are, the dream is working because they dare to dream and they work in the dream. They are working to make that dream happen each day. And it's like someone told me, young man I know, Calvin Wimbush, know him well.
Hey.
Yeah, Calvin Wimbush. Calvin's been on a lot of little. You've seen him on a lot of little TV shows. He's always out there. He stays busy. He's always doing something. Great guy. He and I have a connection. We don't even tell people the connection that we really have. But we have now. We didn't for a long time. Calvin first wanted to move here and came to live with us.
Yeah.
And that's how where I believe, my wife and I believe in helping anybody that we can help go on to something greater and better. But in that, I brought him in. I was setting up this studio. COVID was about to really start happening, and it wasn't as bad. And Calvin was in town, was in the area, and I said, "Hey, can you come by?" And all you have to do is tell my nephew, I got a meal for you. I cooked. I'm on my way, T.
Yeah.
And he came by. But when he came in and I had everything going, he really helped me a lot. And then I asked him, because I had a guitar and something else, and Calvin just grabbed it and went to going, and he set it for me and everything. I said, Calvin, he plays several instruments. I said, how do you play all of them? I can play a couple. How do you, I can fumble with a couple of them. How do you do all? And Calvin said, you got to get used to sucking at it for a minute. And he's so real. You have to know Calvin to know what I'm saying. And Calvin, like I said, he's acted. He's in Nashville. He's kind of been around. He's danced a lot in that industry for real.
Yeah.
He survived it for real. He's surviving it. The point is, you got to know his attitude to really take the joy out of what he said. And I took that because I was coming in here about to start something new. And when he said, you got to get used to sucking for a minute. Mm-hmm. So I was okay with that, because that meant that if I continued, I was going to get better and better.
Yeah.
I said that because everybody's not going to be a confident Brittany and Shane. You're going to be a little hesitant. That's okay. Mm-hmm. And it's okay that if your first attempt is shaky and your second attempt is shaky. What matters is that you keep going, because you will get better and better. Persistence always wins out. And the repetition, I'm telling you, you get better. You get better. I watched some. I'm going to give you one example. You're going to laugh, Brittany, because I'm going to go here. It was an actress I saw, and to me, she was a horrible actress. And I'm serious. I got to take a commercial break. My light is going off. Let's do a commercial break. We're going to come back. I'm going to tell you who it is. We're going to let Brittany and them get ready to get out of here. Guys, we're back, and I wanted to make sure I finish my statement. I'm gonna let Brittany say something. We were talking about Calvin. He said we're sucking, but I was saying, and it's not a negative, because this was years ago. There was this one person's opinion, and I fuck that. I was watching Vivica Fox when she started, I think, with Out All Night or something, the movie with the show with Patti LaBelle and Morris Chestnut. And I remember thinking, you're not too convincing. You're not a really good actor to me. And when Will Smith first started, I was with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I like other people. I remember the one that played the father was such a great actor, and I remember
James
yes, James Avery, and then the one that played Aunt Viva was such a great actress. So they
The dark.
carried yes, they carried the show. Who was it, Brittany? What was her name?
I said the dark and obvious.
The dark Aunt Viva. But my
Yeah.
point is, now you have Will Smith, and he has done some movies like when he did Muhammad. He did a great job.
Independence
Venus
Day.
and a hell of a job. Playing Venus and Serena's father did a great job.
Yes.
In the
King-
acting,
King
he
Richard.
did that. He did that. My point, and then Vivica
Pursuit
in
of
Independence
Happiness.
Day, yeah.
Oh.
Yes, Vivica in Independence Day and the other movies, she became one hell of an actress. Repetitious,
Mm-hmm.
doing it, and I assume and felt that when they first both got started, they were nervous.
Yeah.
You know, my point for saying this is push the nerves aside, push the feelings aside. It's okay if you feel like you're sucking, not someone else. But no matter how you feel, keep going. Keep going.
I feel like I
Don't
had
let
this. I feel
someone
like I
else
had this.
make you feel that way. I'm saying it's okay if
Right.
you think, oh, I'm not where I am. But here's the secret. Shane can tell you, Brittany can tell you. I can promise you, Shane looks at that book and he may say, oh, I could have did this or that differently. When it's already finished and everybody says it's wonderful, Shane, it's masterful. Brittany, you can't make a better soap. They can look and she said, I think I put a little too much sprinkle on that one. You know, because we are perfectionists
Mm-hmm.
of our work. If we love what we're doing. So we're never going to say it's just good enough because we're still striving and striving.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're waiting on to get good enough, give up.
Sure. I feel like Mama, I feel like I had this conversation with someone recently, and
that's what that weed do to you, son. That's that weed. That's that weed.
No, yeah, but
That's
it
that
opens
Mary
up
J.
your
White.
mind. So listen. So I compared it to playing sports. You know, like in sports, you have seasons, right? You know, you come in the off season, you know, do your training, you know, then you have your regular season, then you have playoffs, then you have the championship. And you have all these different times to really understand who you are as a player, as a character, as a person. Because you're not going to have those games where you can just beat everybody. You're not going to have those games where you're going to score all the points. You're not going to have all those games. It's going to be some dirty games. And you're going to take some L's. Shoot, you may take a lot. Hey, you may take a lot of L seasons. But then guess what? Taking a lot of those L seasons eventually, guess brings what? The W.
So I know what
Them
was gonna happen
wins.
with them Lakers at one point when they hell, I gave up on. But look, Brittany, you had something else you wanted to say. We were talking about my friend Calvin.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say it's full circle because when Calvin first left Detroit and wanted to come to LA, he stayed with you. When me and my husband first left Detroit, we stayed with Calvin.
See how you pay it forward?
Yeah.
Do you see how you pay it forward? I didn't even know. Do you see how life pays it forward? And I'm happy that he did the same thing. He paid it forward. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Without a doubt. But here's look what's going on. And the thing about it is you have people. Do y'all understand that? I mean, Brittany and I really didn't even know each other. Honestly. And the part about that is that's to see a circle of when you chase your dreams.
Yeah.
And you realize you all have something in common. With Shane, you know, I saw the book, I tell you that every time I see that somebody's completed the task of writing a book, I take my hat off to them. Because everybody you meet say, ooh, I want to make that a book. And y'all know you do. Ooh, I went through this and I'm going to write a book about it. You know, and you're like, okay, well, go ahead and do it. Now I'm going to do it later. Well, I got to tell her, but I'm going to write the book, though. So, again, accomplishment. And, guys, one other thing that we're going to end on, dreams. That's the easy part. Because a lot of them occur when we sleep. Nobody never really think about that, do you? A lot of your dreams you have, unless you're daydreaming,
right.
when you sleep. So somebody, that's the easy part. Putting it into a reality. Getting up, doing it every day. That's the hardest part. Sometimes taking a no for answer, for the answer. Sometimes having to lose friendship, to to sever ties, like Shane said he had to do with the publishing company he was with, and probably some other people he's ran into in life, without a doubt. But when you're on a path, you got to make sure that you're walking and moving in the direction with everybody that is in sync with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because to fulfill that dream, that's what it's going to take, and you cannot afford to have naysayers, because you're already saying nay in the silent side of your head. You don't need someone to affirm that. That will definitely stop you. You need someone to keep telling you, so that you can go back to that self that's saying nay in you, and say, which is that's that little part that we would say that's the bad side, where you can say that evil twin, get your ass back, because they done told me that I'm already growing. I just made $2,500 off of soap today. I just sold 1,000 books. I don't have time for, you ain't gonna sell another one. You know what I mean? I don't have time. So we get it. That dream, find you like-minded people. Catch on with some other dreamers. You know what I mean? That's what this show is about. You can do it. You got to believe that you can fly. I don't give a damn. I'm not an airplane. I'm not a bird. Flying it's just like poetry. When I was in college and we were talking about Shakespeare and Hamlet, and even with the Bible, some things are interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
So when we say I can fly, and I say I'm telling y'all I'm flying when I'm up here and I'm doing my shows, I'm flying. It's the feeling of being free.
Because you believed it.
Yes, and to know that I am
so that you can achieve it.
Yeah, and most importantly, it's the thought, it's the liberating feeling you get when you're achieving. That makes you feel like you're flying. It makes you say you're flying. It's liberating, isn't it, Shane? To know that you're an author. It's liberating, isn't it, Brittany, to say I'm an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And it's a feeling they can never imagine it unless you jump out of a plane.
Mm-hmm.
When somebody do that and they say, I faced it all. If you can't jump out of a plane, don't worry about it. Go follow a dream.
You're never too old. I feel like some people think like, oh, I'm 62. I can't you start something new. And it's like, why not? As long as you're alive, you can literally do whatever you want to do.
Every day. You say it again, guys. You're never too old. You're never too old to write a book. You're never too old to probably the quilts. If you want to say you're old, that's you. But if you've been making quilts, or you've been crocheting, or you've been making that cake for 20 years, it's about time you stamp a name on it.
Yeah.
And put $10 behind it.
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong, Brittany? If you've been baking cakes for the church, and the people call, well, my baby getting to having the christening, can you make the lemon cake? I didn't know, can you make that carrot cake? Okay, it's about time you stamp $10 or $15 on that inflation and put your sticker on it in a cute little box and send it on its way. And guess what?
Go get your number at the IRS.
Come on, tell them what you are. You're an entrepreneur. You're right. Go get your EIN number and everything. Sign up and get yourself ready. And people don't even know how hard it is. How hard it isn't. They think it's hard. It's true.
Oh yeah, all you gotta do is go on Amazon. Hey, you can do both orders to yourself.
And it's not that expensive. You don't need thousands of dollars to start a small business.
Mm-hmm. And I have a young woman that's gonna be doing a show soon, probably by the middle of the summer, called All About the Business. Mm-hmm. And she was saying most side hustles, most major large businesses started off as a side hustle.
Yeah.
Side hustle. You know what I mean? Hammer should have kept selling them CDs out that damn car. He was doing pretty damn good. It was when he signed that he got in that damn trouble that the money got a little. He was doing a pretty good job keeping up with it for himself. But my point is, when you believe in yourself like Shane is doing right now, he said, I'm self-publishing. His book is finished. Shane, tell them where they can find the book and when you're going to be promoting.
Got you. So you can find 90s Poetry Book on worldstagepress.org, www.worldstagepress.org. And you can find my first 2 books on smarienterprises.com.
See there? And are you going to get out and promote? Are you going to get out and promote?
Bro, talk about your KJLA commercials, man. Stop talking about that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, thank you, Kwan. So, yeah, I did have a commercial on KJLA that ran through this week for my book, 90s Poetry Book, for my book release event that happened Saturday.
See?
May 7th that you that you mentioned, and then I have an audio version coming real soon that actually Quan over there is a part of that he said he quiet about.
Yeah, Quan say what he want to say. The guys, let me say this: my co-host is something else, and I let him be him. He's the Snoop Dogg of the weed. You're not gonna stop him. But the best part about it, nobody know that this brother, a couple of months back, was in the hospital, really sick.
Mm-hmm.
And he took it upon himself to turn it around. Quan lost 100 and some pounds. And
Wow.
still losing.
Good for you.
Yeah. And so he took control of his life, turned it around. I don't care how much of that stuff you smoke, as long as it's still, you ain't got it mixed with nothing else. Let it be natural. But in general, I'm proud of where you are in your celebration of life and living and still being here and doing what you're doing, because a lot of people would have gave up. He's pushing forward, and I am so proud of him. He gonna be Quan, and ain't nothing wrong with that, because the parts that look at them, lovable, they just lovable. But in the interim of everything, and in the mix of this, Brittany, tell people where they can find that soap they gonna need for the body. And they can also, I know they can probably leave a message, get in touch with you on your site if they have special conditions and need special things. I already know you got that covered. I can tell.
Yes. If you ever need to chat with me, it pops up on my end. So if you ever have questions before you actually submit an order, I'm available. My website is there. It's www.brittanyalon.com. That's BrittanyElan.com. If you need to do something specific to a soap bar, you can just type it in the comments and I'll see it. My Instagram is by Brittany Alon, BrittanyElan. You can add me on Facebook too. I'm kind of finicky about who I add, but my name is Brittany E. Duncan.
She's serious about her stuff, guys. I can tell you right now. Start buying now. Get it in, get your order in, build a relationship. So when it's big, you'll be like, oh, this is Miss So and So or Mr. So and So. I'm gonna make sure their stuff is ready. They've been buying for a while now. So get in. Mm-hmm.
I also have a subscription service with my soaps. A few people had taken advantage of this that order frequently. And so I have 3 different packages. They range from $15 all the way up to $50 per month. And you get things that are not on my website. These are things that are exclusively to you as a customer and things that you tell me that you like. And I make custom boxes every month and they ship out on the same day every month.
Girl, you done set up a subscription.
I have a subscription service.
You better go, girl. You better
and
go.
it's not on OnlyFans.
Right.
Never be it. Boy, get out of OnlyFans. That's it, boy. I'm like my dear. You need to leave that tweet alone. You need to leave that tweet alone. But listen, y'all already know now where you can reach Brittany, and I think I want the subscription. I being real. I like the fact that I like when people think big, and I didn't ask kids. That's the reality. And then also that's thinking ahead for me. I don't have to go back and redo and say, what did I get from her? What was that? I want to know that it's coming. So and like she said, as low as 15 and as high as 50. Guys, $15, you go buy a Big Mac meal, and that ain't even good for your body. And seriously, inside it all. So why not have you some nice soap, and stuff that is natural, not putting any chemicals, cancer in your body. Lord knows we have enough issues with cancer, enough things going on. So we do need to start alleviating some things, without a doubt. So that's another reason we definitely had her on. She's organic. You have any issues, she already let you know. When you start, you type, you pop up, she's going to already see it. She can help you. You tell her what you need, she's going to have it for you. My brother's already got, his book is already out. We're going to, at the end of this show right now, in just a few seconds, I'm going to show you where you can reach both of these people. We're going to set them free, because we've had them in here, but we didn't keep them caged. They've been free to fly. That's the best part about being in here. They've been free to fly. Now we're on our destination where you get on the boat and you can sail on home. Guys, let's thank Brittany Duncan. I want to say Brittany Alon, because I love that. Well, thank you so much. And guys, I'm going to say one last thing about this. When I reach out to Brittany, it's always going to be a respectful response, and she's always going to try to come in and be of service. Shane came in right away. He was very humble, very sweet, and I could pick up on that vibe. It's just a vibe you know that you get, that you know you feel that it's kindred. This is what we're about here. And I'm just saying, anything that you want to talk about, want to share, will come in. Let's come in, but don't ever come in feeling nervous or shaking. We're in here to spread love. Your knowledge is your power, but your love is everything. So
Amen.
yes, so that's what I leave people with, and I want to thank them again. Each one of them, I just want them to give one line or something they want to give to you as they go out. And we're gonna start with Brittany because she has to leave out first. We're gonna go with Shane, but always ladies first, guys. When we come in here, it's ladies first. Men are always respected, and we know the power of them. We just go like that's why we know you would want ladies first. Give them one line, Brittany.
Success is on the other side of fear. Will Smith.
Wow. See, come on, Shane, the poet, author.
Be brave with your craft and trust your journey.
I love that. Quan,
What up?
let's give them something they can feel.
Well, they can't, feel me, but they might can feel the sign behind me, but I don't know if they can feel that either. Not yet. But I can say this genuinely. Let the legacies that have been passed down to you be the torch that lights the road ahead of you.
See, now I wasn't looking for that. I wasn't expecting that. He threw
That was-
that was he wasn't. That was he. But see, what do that we be letting you know? that was deep. That was deep. See, that's why I let him do it. Every time I think he gonna do it go a whole nother route. It knocked me down. But guys, again, I think I've already given you my quote. It's my quote. I say every show on this show that your knowledge is your power, but love is everything. And if somebody ever walked to me and said, "Why do you always say love is everything?" Because the first thing I learned when I was 3 years old and in church, we were walking to church, me and my grandmother. She said, "Baby, when they say stand up and do a Bible verse, I want you to do one." Grandma, I don't really know one. She said, "I'm gonna give you one. God is love." So my thought, if she said that when I was always taught that how powerful and almighty God was, that he was the all and the all, the Alpha and the Omega. Then I said, now if he's my everything, then and he is love, then that's everything. That's why I tell people, when I tell you I love you, it is genuine. It's from my heart, the bottom, you know what I'm saying, from the sole of my head to, you know what I mean, to the heel of my feet. I don't have to like you. That's my choice.
Yeah.
But I love you because you are a part of God. And even we'll deal with that later. Even we'll talk about it one day. I'll share with you something. And if anybody have time, go look at look up Albert Einstein and his speech. It was really just something he did in class as a student with a professor about belief in God. So make sure you go and type it in. Just say Albert Einstein and faith.
Okay.
Or God, and you'll see something deep that he told to help people understand if they were not a believer in faith. It's a lack of lightness, the light. So my point is, I believe, and in that belief, love is everything. And if you have that, you're gonna be okay, because you'll understand that everything ain't about you.
Right.
And it'll humble you. So guys, we have enjoyed we've enjoyed ourselves tonight. We know Quan have. And I'm gonna let Brittany go love on her family. I'm gonna let Shane go, and I know he probably want to love on his family as well as, probably got some more writing to do. Brittany, she gonna love on their family for a minute. When everybody's sleep, she's gonna be working on all those night soaps again. I know. Guys, you have been in our home in the IGS Nation. This is what's in here. A lot of love and a lot of knowledge. Take it with you, plant the seed, let it grow. Be surprised what you see. We are out. And at the end, make sure you stay on just a short moment to see how to get in touch with these two amazing individuals. Help them grow. Buy a book, order some soap, be a part of it. Be a part of something greater than yourself. I'm just saying. And we out. You guys have a great one. Bye-bye, everybody. I say
Hey.
nothing but love for you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Shane, thank you for coming in. I'm gonna have you back. Y'all not gonna be able to get rid of me. You're part of the IGS Nation family. I don't let you go. So I'll
Happy
be
to be
ordering
here.
from both of you. I want my books, want my soap. So I'll do what I gotta do to get them. Y'all have a great one.
You too.
All right now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Hey, but keep that intro though. Roots United. It's your boy, Prime. Back at it again, son. Shit's crazy, ain't it? Life, it's a motherfucking trip. Yo. Yeah, it's a crazy life in a crazy world. Can't believe it, dog. I got a baby girl, and she deserved the best, nothing more, nothing less. So I'm steady on my ground with an S on my chest. Cause I'm super dad, your mommy's super glad that I'm doing the right thing and I left my past way behind me. So now I'm shining. Only concern is my fam and my rhymes be. Work ethics, dog, I'm a workaholic. Don't get me started in the booth, yeah, your boy retarded. Nothing but passion, thus I go hard at it. Love hip hop, so I put my heart in it. No tactics, just real shit. Say what I feel, just tell it like it is. Don't really know too much about the business. Kinda feel like it's none of my business. I'm just doing what I love and I'm loving it. And if it's meant to be, then they'll pick up on it. This is me, I guess I'm an MC, but I'm a fan first, just happen to do it so easily. Hip hop, yeah, if you wanna know what it means to me, play any track of mine and it'll be clear to see. I love her and she loves me. Hip hop will be a true love story.
I pick up one night, pick up. I pick up suckers you can't trust. One night pick up. I pick up your face gets smacked up. One night wrap up, so all your motherfuckers get packed up. One night pick up. I pick up one night pick up. I pick up suckers you can't trust. One night pick up. I pick up your face gets smacked up. One night wrap up, so all your motherfuckers get packed up.
To my grandfather, hope you in heaven now. You are my source of inspiration, hope you're smiling down. I hope I make you proud, I'm going all out. I really miss you off the wish that you were still around. But now I hold it down, cause you taught me how. Whatever it is, I handle it, stick my chest out. Head to the sky, show what I'm made of. Always stay proud, we share the same blood. A role model, yeah, it's what I try to be. It ain't about me no more, I got a family. Now it's about us, so I think twice. Found a woman I can trust, so I give my life just to let her know she's appreciated. Bugging looking at my daughter, look what we created. So I be counting my blessings like on a daily basis. Never make hasty decisions, I try to find the patience. I do what I want, don't pay no mind to all them haters. I tell them see you later, no time cause I'm a player. Gotta make moves like it's jealousy, just part of the game. And I maintain, cause through it all I just stay the same. A little older, little wiser, but overall let's just say I'm still a kid at heart. Doing what I love till the day I die. Hip hop, put your hands to the fucking sky.
One night pick up. I pick up suckers you can't trust. One night pick up. I pick up your face gets smacked up. One night wrap up, so all your motherfuckers get packed up. One night pick up. I pick up one night pick up. I pick up suckers you can't trust. One night pick up. I pick up your face gets smacked up. One night wrap up, so all your motherfuckers get packed up. They say life is what you make it. I'm a legend in the making. I know just what I'm made of. They say life is what you make it, yeah. But I'm a legend in the making, yeah. I know just what I'm made of, yeah. They say life is what you make it. But I'm a legend in the making. I know just what I'm made of. They say life is what you make it, yeah. But I'm make it. But I'm a legend in the